Well, hello and welcome back. Today I will try to do a quick tutorial on how to add animations to what we had on our platformer tutorial. So let's get right into it. So first, we need we're going to add a crouch state so that we have two states. We're going to organize this a little bit. We're going to add a group for our states on the state machine. So we're going to add normal state here, and then we're going to create our new file, and we want to create our crouch state. So when we're on the crouch state, we don't want to be able to move, just we just want it to be crouching down. So we play it class crouch state and we're going to initialize when we initialize our character node, the state machine. We need to for this we need a init with node it's going to be a SK sprite node, and we're going to say our variable C node is going to be a SK character node. And this one is supposed to be a character node as well. And here we just say C node is equal to node. So when we initialize it, we say let crouch state equal crouch state with node self, and then we add crouch state to the state machine. Crouch state. And now what we're going to do on the crouch state. For now, we're just going to basically change the color of the sprite so that we know that we are pressing down. So crouch state, we're going to say did enter from previous state, and we're just going to change the color of the node. Color blue. Okay. And we're going to get the input from the component. So if we're pressing down, so case down, we're going to say to our node to crouch, but we haven't set up a variable for our oh yeah, we have it here down. So say down C node dot down he stops pressing it. Then we say cnode down equals false. And I think, oh yeah. And so we need to update it so that when we run the normal state, if we press down, we change states. So let's do that right now. So in the normal state, we need just one if. Let's put it here. If cnode dot down, then we will do the squash and stretch routine. We're going to squash it a little bit, and then we're going to enter self.stateMachine, enter crouch state dot self, and on the crouch state, right, dot enter, and on the crouch state we need to do the same. So if we're on the update function, also since we squashed, we are going to need the two methods that we added earlier. Well, we're just gonna need the one method, the approach method. So I'm just going to copy it from the other one place, and we're just going to check if the variable down is not pressed. Then we're just going to change to the previous state, which is the normal state itself. And while we're updating, we're going to return the x and y scale to their normal place. So x scale is equal approach start is going to be our current scale, so node dot x scale, then is going to be whichever facing the character is, and we're going to update it to 5. Yeah, same here, cnode dot y scale, approach cnode dot y scale as our first scale, then 1.0 and 0.05. And yeah, fix on this. Yeah, I think we're done. Yeah. So basically, if we run this right now, the little square is going to turn blue and squash and stretch a little bit to tell us that it's crouching. And after that, we're going to do the animations. And I'm going to import some sprites I got from the internet, but you can download sprites from itch.io, or I can put some sprites on the description if you want some free sprites to try on your tutorial project if you're following along. So if we press down, but oh yeah, we have to return the color. So when we are on the normal state, if we enter approach, squash and stretch, so yeah, so on the did enter from previous state, if the previous state it's equal to crouch state, then we're going to erase this anyway, so it doesn't matter. So we're just going to change the color back to red, and so now, yeah. So let's run it. So if we press down, and we can move like we used to, and jump like we used to. I'm going to reduce the speed of the jump to maybe 50, no, 45. Okay, so now we're going to go on the animation part. So on our assets, I'm going to add the sprites I'm going to need. We're going to need the walking animation. We're going to need an idle animation, a jump up and jump down, and a crouching animation. So I'm going to add those sprites. The jumping, yeah, and these ones, then I'm going to add the crouching, it's going to be this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. The idle animation and the walking animation going to be these. Okay, so we're going to create some actions so that we can check how it's going to be easier if we use actions instead of cycling through the sprites. So we're going to add an action set. We're going to say player actions, and we're going to create a new folder, new group called actions, and we're going to place our player actions in here. Okay, so we're going to add a new one. It's animate with sprite with textures. Come on. I'm sorry. So we have to create it first. I'm sorry about that. So we're going to call this idle animation. So idle. We're going to animate with textures. We're going to add our idle animation textures, which are the what's it called, the walk, I think this one's here. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this preview scene, we can use it if you want to check how the animation looks in another scene, not in your main scene. I'm going to show you how. So we create a new file. We're going to create a Spritekit scene, and we're going to name it preview scene. Okay, so with this preview scene, we're going to add a color sprite. We're going to set the texture to our idle first one, and so this one, so if we check our animations, we're going to cycle it forever, so infinite loop, and we'll leave it here and see how it looks on the previous scene. So here so in our player actions, we select the preview scene, we get this scene, and for this we just add our idle animation, assign it, so when we animate here, press play button, it shows us the animation. You see it's a little bit slow, so we're going to change the speed to be, let's see if we can make it half. So when we play, yeah, that's more like it. So I'm going to add all the animations, and I'll come back when I'm done. So see you in a minute. So okay, I'm back. I added the animations that we're going to use: some jump up, jump down, the idle animation, crouch animation, and apex animation, because we're going to have our jump divided in 3 parts. The first one is going to be the jump up, which will be like a little frame that it's just going to be shown once, and then 2 frames that are going to be repeated until it reaches the apex. Then when it's falling down, it's going to repeat 2 frames of it falling down. And if you can, I can show you. So for this, if we have, instead of the crouch animation, we have the jump up, and when we press play, you can see that it jumps up. Okay, so now that we have all the animations, we have to remember how we typed in the names. I made a mistake here and put crouch with a lowercase c, but the rest are uppercase, so that's an easy way to remember the names. So now that we have all our animations set, we're now going to add an animation component. So let's add a group called components, and we're going to add our player control component to that group, and we're going to add our new animation component file. So animation component, import Spritekit, import implicate. So class animation component, so GKComponent. Okay, so for this one, we're just going to like mess around. We're going to have our C node as always. So var C node character node, and we're just going to mess around with the update method. So let me see how we're going to go about it. So we're going to first, in the initializer, we're going to set our animation with the animations names that we had. So we're going to do the init, and since I don't know if it's maybe someone can shed some light here, but the required init, sometimes it I don't know when the program uses which of these, so I'm going to just copy whatever I make on one init to the other, so that if it uses one, I think the required one, it's when it's instantiated from the scene, but I have no clue. So we're going to add our animations. I'm just gonna copy them because typing all that is not going to be fun, especially for you. So I'm going to copy all variables. Idle animation, walk animation, jump up, jump down, jump apex, and crouch. And so when we do the init, we're going to just grab them. I'm going to copy and paste this as well because typing. And so the crouch, we had it with a lowercase. And we need the idle animation, idle animation. It's an SK action named idle, and the same here. Idle animation action named. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, we're going to set our character node to be this variable. So the way we're going to do it, I really don't know if we should. I'm going to do it here, but it really doesn't matter if we do it on either the init methods. But I'm going to check if our cnode variable it's nil, and if it is, then we're going to grab our the node component. I mean the node out of a component that's called GKSK node component. That's the component that's always added to sprites, and it's the connection between GameplayKit and Spritekit. So we're going to grab the node component from the entity to which this component is added to, and we're going to grab a component of type GKSK node component, and if we manage to do that, then we're going to set our cnode to be the node component dot node as a character node. So this is going to probably just run once, because if the rest of the times if it checks that it's not null, then it will skip that part. So now we're going to check our state machine. We're gonna have two states here. So if our character node dot state machine current state is normal state, we're going to do this part of the code, and then else if cnode dot state machine current state is crowd state, then we're going to do this. So I'm going to add some space below so that we're not typing on the lower part of the screen. So okay, so this one we're going to check our node if it's facing left or right. I mean if it's walking left or right. So if it's on the normal state, and if it's oh no, we already did this one on the other part of the code. So we're going to check first if the character is on the ground, if it's not on the ground, so that we can no, if it's on the ground. Yeah, so we check on the if it's on the ground, and we're going to add the walk animation or the idle animation, depending if it's walking or not. So if the character node is grounded, then we do this, else we do this. So, and we're going to check first if it's going to the left or the right. So if character node, I mean cnode dot left or cnode dot right. And we're going to take them out. Okay, so if it's walking to the left or the right, we're going to check if we keep adding the action, then the animation won't move, since this update method is going to be called every frame. So we have to see if the cnode it's running the action for key, and we're going to say walk, and if this is come on, if this is nil, then we know we can run the animation. So character node, we're going to first remove all actions, not character node, cnode not remove all actions, and then we're going to run the animation that we want to run. So run walk animation, and we're going to set a key for it with key walk, so that we can check if that specific animation is running. And this walk animation, okay, so now we're going to do the idle animation. So if the character node, okay, so this is if it's not moving neither left nor right, we're going to do the animation, idle animation. So we're just going to check if it's running the animation already. Idle. And this keyboard man. Nil. And we're going to remove all actions as well. So cnode.remove all actions, and then cnode run action with key. This is going to be the idle animation with key idle. Okay, so now we have all the animations when it's on the ground. So now, if it's on the ground, okay, so this one's not here, but here. So this is else. So no. Okay, so yeah, if we're on the ground, we run this animation or this animation. Now if we're not on the ground, so if we're not on the ground, okay, so for this one we're going to check the physics body of our character node and see if it's moving upwards or downwards, and we're going to set the animation depending on those two factors. So we say if the single dot physics body dot velocity dot dy the dy it's more than, let's say, 20, that means we're going upwards. So we're going to check if the animation that it's running for key action for key jump up is continue. We're going to do the same cnode dot remove all actions and run the cnode run jump up animation with key jump up, and we're going to copy this part. If this, but this one less than 20, and instead of jump up, I'm going to jump down, and jump down animation. And if it's neither of those things, then we surely know that it's going to be the apex animation. So we're going to copy this code and put it here. Instead of this, it's going to be apex and jump it's jump apex animation. Okay, so and when we run the crouch state, so we're going to copy that code that we had there, and instead of that, we're going to copy the crouch animation. And yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. So let's give it a try. See if one thing I forgot is that we need to add the component to our sprite. It's not allowing us to add the GKomponent in animation component. Yeah. Should be letting us add. Okay, so what's going on? Why it's not showing the let's see, save, build, and okay, so there is animation component, and we should be giving it a try. So we have our little sprite. It's moving backwards because I set it the wrong way. And if we jump, we have our animation, and if we crouch down, we have our animation. We just have to fix the direction that it's facing. Yeah, or we can change the assets so that the idle animation and the walking animation are facing the other direction instead of the one that they have right now. But it's just a minor thing. Well, I think that's enough for today. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Maybe tomorrow I will have a new one with the tile sets and adding more stuff to the platform. Well, thank you, and see you again.